mga kausap natin for the record si George C., Director ng think tank na IDSI. People remember President Duterte when he was asked about inflation. He blamed President Trump and the new tariffs that the U.S. government has imposed on Chinese imports to the United States. Ano yung reaction niyo doon? Is accurate ba yung dahilan na yun?
Itong dahilan ay accurate pero hindi yan ang sole reason. Of course, yung pinapoint out ng ibang tao na may effect yung taxes ay nandiyan rin. Pero this was a predicted effect na they wanted to manage as below 4%. But it has gone up beyond 4%. Primarily because oil has gone from $45 to $85. Partly because the U.S. has decided to sanction and ban people from buying from Iran, Venezuela, and Russia, who are among the biggest sellers. Also, because the U.S. economy is so strong and they keep increasing the interest rates, because yung peso natin is tied to the dollar, so a lot of the currency and investments has flowed back to the U.S. So, nagkakaroon ng devaluation effect. Itong devaluation, nagkakaroon din ng inflation. And then, of course, itong trade war na ito is creating uncertainty. So, people are holding back and expecting more return for their risk because they feel that there might be risk. So, ito ay nakaka-contribute rin sa itong inflation na ito.
Okay, so but if that's the case, then all the other economies should be affected by the trade war.
In fact, almost all the world's economies are affected. And the situation, some are better positioned than others. So India and Indonesia are having extensive problems because of this. So we're kind of in the middle. On the other hand, Vietnam and Thailand are gaining from this so much. And Philippines is also gaining to some extent because we get some of the factories from China are coming here, and our think tank is involved with bringing some of them here.
So nade-depress yung demand for imports from China because
nade-depress, and the U.S. is saying we will not buy from you. So they have to place them somewhere else.
But is the United States also saying we'll buy more from other economies?
They have no choice because kaya ito ay hindi lang trade war kasi yung Amerikano ngayon is fully employed. Hirap sila humanap ng trabahador, and they have increased the minimum wages.
So they have to outsource a lot of manufacturing.
So kung hindi sila bumili sa China, they have to buy from other countries. Ang mangyayari, China will have less demand, and US itself will find its goods more expensive because they are not going to produce them themselves. So this is not really a trade war. This is a war for domination of the economy for the next few decades. Kasi ang sanctions na nilagay ng US, hindi lang sa trade Nilagay nila sa investments, nilagay nila sa transfers of technology, nilagay nila sa education, at hindi lang sa China nila nilagay, although that is the focus. They have expanded this trade renegotiation to EU, European Union, to Japan, to Russia, Venezuela, Japan even, Korea. They have gone on a renegotiation and everything because of the philosophy of President Trump na America first. Hindi na yung grupo-grupo tayo, hindi tayo. It's me versus each country. So they renegotiate everything.
Okay, so you're saying also, aside from the negative effects, may benefits din sa ating bansa, itong so-called trade war between China and America in terms of creating more demand for goods from the Philippines. So ano yung mga sektor sa Pilipinas yung maaring makinabang dito sa increased demand from the United States for imports from other countries aside from China?
The increased demand is the majority, actually, the 200 plus billion of the $500 billion of deficit they're talking about. More than $250 billion belongs to US and European companies. So these companies, also finding it expensive to produce in China now, lumalabas sila. So maraming wearables na pumunta dito sa Pilipinas, sa shoes, sa bag.
So there are companies that are
coming here.
That have factories in China are moving to the Philippines.
Yes.
Because mahirap na maka-import.
Mahirap mag-export to the US.
To the United States.
And US is the biggest market.
Okay.
Pero the biggest beneficiary is countries that are, the logistics is very good. Philippines has benefited, but we also have been hurt because the stock market has gone into the doldrums, the interest rates have gone up. So that will dampen the small businesses, will have a hard time getting credit. So meron rin ganyan. But we have factories coming in, then we can also sell more goods to China, and the Chinese people will have to give us also better terms, no? Pero yung Thailand and Vietnam, where the infrastructure is very good, they're having a boom now in investments. I just came from Vietnam, and they cannot sell enough. Sobrang order nila ngayon. Dahil they already have the infrastructure, the tooling, the roads, the logistics. No? So, we are in a position, tama lang itong build, that we have to increase our capacities. Pero hindi lang ang nire-recommenda ng IDC, think tank, is hindi lang yung physical infrastructure ang kailangan pasukan natin. Ngayon pa lang ay pag-aralan na natin yung infrastruktura ng education because robotics, artificial intelligence is coming in. Philippines, BPO is still increasing, but around the world, in the US and elsewhere, they are already beginning to reduce the jobs in business process outsourcing. So paghandaan natin ito for the new economy.
Okay, well, yung sinasabi nyo, the way to compete with these other countries like Thailand and Vietnam is to build more infrastructure, no? But there's another factor here, yung stability naman ng kanilang sistema doon, no? I mean, Thailand and Vietnam don't have like political issues the way we have every day. There's talk of coups, and I've seen some figures that show that business and consumer confidence are kind of on the downside, no? They're declining. So how big a factor is this in terms of multinationals' decision to relocate from China to the Philippines over our neighbors?
Yung sinasabi nila minsan sa labas na some investors have hesitated because of these political issues, actually has been very good for us. I will tell you yung perspective yan. Because those companies that have to come here from abroad, some of them begin to hesitate dahil merong ano. Pero if you look at all the local companies, multinational or local, they are all on expansion plans like never before. Because kung anong hindi pinasukan ng iba, tayong papasok, tayong makikinabang.
So the ones that are here are expanding.
Everyone, local.
They're not leaving.
No, none of them
You're talking about new investors who are not here yet.
Except maybe some on the BPO and tech side, depending on the coming tax packages. They might be affected. But because of these political uncertainties, no, because the market is very good. All the companies are having record incomes. All of them have record expansion plans. No, if they don't come in, the others will come in. If the less people come in, my company will go into them. So the income becomes ours instead of the foreigners. That is fine. Because what we need is the market more than the investments. Because right now, financing is so available around the world.
Okay, so but it's likely that these companies that need to relocate from China will not be going to the Philippines.
Some of them are coming. Some of them are coming. So, meron tayo, naambunan tayo. Pero kung sana, if our infrastructure plans are the correct selection of plans, they're the ones that increase the efficiency, then in 2 to 3 years, more of them will be coming here and looking at us as a bigger factor rather than our other ASEAN neighbors.
Okay. Thank you for that explanation. Maraming salamat sa iyo, George C., Director ng think tank na Integrated Development Studies Institute, o IDC.
Yes, thank you.